Hello everybody and happy 4th of July. First in this video we're going to start off thanking our men and women for serving our country. Doesn't matter if you're in the Army, if you're in the Navy, or if you're in the Air Force. Doesn't matter what position you served in the Army. It's just everybody should take the opportunity to thank your soldiers for serving this country. Because if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't have a lot of the freedoms. I know things aren't good right now with the way the world is going in that, but still, you should take the opportunity to thank your fellow soldier. Doesn't matter if you have one in your family or just thank them. So today, I put a lot of hard thought into what kind of video I should do for today, and we're going to do one on a Lenovo Ideapad 320 from the year 2018. This has been my daily driver of a laptop. I use it for schoolwork. I use it for basic internet browsing, doing emails, Word documents, spreadsheets, and stuff. And you can even play Rigs the Rod on here. And yes, we will actually demonstrate. So I should have gotten a tripod, but we'll get one. We're going to need it for this video. And yes, my videos are unscripted. I don't have a teleprompter up in front telling me what to say. It's just plain old unscripted, old-fashioned fun. So we'll get this set up here. So this laptop, I think I probably partially told you the story, but I'll give you the whole detail. What happened was I originally had an EliteBook 8540, or no, an 8560p, and the motherboard went out on it. And that was a Core i7 2nd gen. It did not have integrated graphics. It only had the Intel HD graphics, so it wasn't anything that spectacular. When I bought the computer, it had 12 gigs of RAM, but I think what killed the computer was one stick was some India-made, no-name. One was a 10600 and the other one was a 12800. And one had a memory buffer, and the other one was a non-memory buffer. And I think that's had to do with a lot with why the computer died. So when I was hunting around for a laptop, I was either contemplating on an Acer, an Asus, or a Lenovo, because I was against HP for a while. I didn't want an HP, and I was even thinking skip the Dell. So the reason I was like kind of geared towards a Lenovo, but this laptop that even I'm doing a review on wasn't my first choice. I wanted to get a ThinkPad, and I thought that's what I was getting. And then Amazon screwed up, not the order, but what I'm trying to say is Amazon, on their posting of this computer, they said it was a premium business machine, and when I got it, it wasn't. So I wrote a really nasty review on Amazon, rebuking them and chastising them for their stupidity on what the difference between an Ideapad and a ThinkPad was. And evidently, they never called me or sent me an apology email. They rewrote the review, or the ad that they had on there, So the thing is, I didn't want anybody else to buy this thinking that it was something that it wasn't. So when you're buying products and you're doing reviews online, it's always important to give your best honest input into it so that they can fix their mistakes. So when I first got this thing, I kind of hated it. I kind of told myself I was going to hate it. I wanted something with Windows 10 Pro and it only has 10 Home. But the thing that I had to look at was when the price really wasn't bad. It was only like $550 some dollars on sale, and that wasn't bad for what you got with this machine. It was well worth that. The only thing that my only knock against it is the keyboard and how chintzy it feels. But other than the rest of the machine, for being plastic, it doesn't really feel that cheap. It actually, other than the mouse trackpad is actually the trackpad on here really isn't as bad as some trackpads on just like the cheap pavilions and stuff like that. It feels like sand, but this one on this Lenovo Ideapad, it feels like just kind of gliding across glass. So can't really complain there. In the overall design of this thing, it's very light, very small. It fits most laptop bags, and a lot of the options that they offered with it, actually, you can't really beat the price because you got an A12 AMD processor, 7th gen, came with 8 gigs of DDR4 memory. That was new for that year. You have all USB 3.0 ports, HDMI, a smart gigabit port, as they refer to it, and you also had an SD card or multi-card slot here, so you can plug in your camera chip or video camera chip or your game cam chip from your game camera, like if you go hunting or something. The battery life on here is really good. I get about 3 hours. When it was new, I got about 6 hours of battery life. Now I'm down to about 3, but I really can't complain. It's never. I think I've only had a problem with it once, and all I did was I just let the battery drain down and then recharged it, plugged it back in, and it's been fine ever since. But the problem I had with it for a short while was that when you turned it on, it kept shutting itself off. But what you do is you just let the battery drain itself out. Let it sit for a few hours, and it was fine. But haven't had any problems ever since. So I would give this computer a 4.9 out of 5. Two things I would kind of knock against was the chintziness of the keyboard. It's kind of hard to tell when you're typing. But the features that the keyboard offers, I have to say I'm impressed. And even as the speed and performance on this computer, I would have to give it at least a 5. And it's not the low end of AMD processors either. It's not like the E50 processor or the Athlon or anything. Well, even Athlon for the time wasn't bad, but there are even better AMD processors than the A12. You got like your Ryzen Core 7, Ryzen Core 5s. Those are supposed to be really good. And even the graphics that come with that are built into the computer when you get an AMD. The graphics on here are amazing. It's even good enough to play Rigs of Rod. So that's, if you can play Rigs of Rod, that's pretty good.